They say, the wonder is, not that the field of stars is so vast, but that we have measured it.
Number 1. I'm not really sure if this one really needs an introduction, since it's actually the most anticipated game of 2023, at this point, literally the oldest game to have been in development of all time. We've got Starfield here, first announced to be a thing all the way back in 2018, and ever since building nothing but hype, and stated as the first of its own subgenre, action RPG Space Odyssey Sim. What you'd probably get, I don't know, by mixing Skyrim and the Mass Effect games. Check it out, games releasing in the first half of 2023. We here.
Space lane is clear.
That's why we're here.
Main engines go. Ignition.
To discover what's out there.
Good luck, Constellation. You are go for launch.
I'm gonna have to take you apart again. Hey, Dev, anything interesting?
Aliens exist too. Expandable, 25 centimeters, dramatically elongated.
Go on, make yourself useful.
So, that was fun, right?
That's your cue, mate!
Sleep tight.
You know what this reminds me of? My time in the Himalayas!
Betty's later, Dev.
Originally slated to release in the summer of last year. At number 2, we've got over here, in case you missed out, Redfall. That's a co-op semi-battle royale shooter from the same developers of the recently released Deathloop. Maybe what you'd get by mixing Fortnite and Left 4 Dead, since the game's premise is taken from Bloodsuckery tales and stuff. And as you can see, every character over here has a superpower, unlike the 2 games I've said it's inspired by. Check it out, Redfall's rumored to be coming out early to mid this year.
Always get into this shit.
In the field in Redfall, Massachusetts. Behind me, we are witnessing clear signs of cult activity as the locals engage.
Hey!
Really hope the video was worth it.
Everybody, fall back!
People need to know what happened.
Layla, with me! Get me on the roof, now!
Thank you, Layla. You're the best. Ah! Jacob, there's something. Oh shit. Dev's gonna love this one. You better have a plan, Jacob.
Yep. Don't miss.
Don't touch me!
Look! A new one!
Primo, Fernande, go, go! I think there's vampire in this.
Really? What does it taste like? Be specific.
Like blood and death. And strawberry.
Sun's coming up. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving.
Sure thing, Edgar Allan Bro.
That's a good one.
Do you think things will ever go back to normal?
Would you want to go back to normal?
Not if I still have to pay my student loans.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is O. H to the O.
Moving on to number 3, it is Forza Motorsport, or the 8th installment in the Forza franchise. This is an upcoming racing sim from the same folks at Turn 10 Studios, not to be confused with the developers of Forza Horizon games, and as stated by the company, coming our way with a genuinely heavier focus on the game's overall detail, be it the customization options or the world itself. Check it out, this is I would say the second biggest Microsoft exclusive right now and set to be coming out in about a few months, if we're lucky. Heart of Chernobyl Stalker 2 has been a long time coming and is now hopefully coming out in the first half of 2023 for PCs and Xbox consoles as well. Now, Stalker 2, for those of you new, is single-handedly the most anticipated survival horror shooter game in the making, what you'd technically speaking get by mixing Fallout and Metro games. Here's a trailer. Rumors, however, has it though, out of the company, that nonetheless the game's probably hitting the market around December 2023.
Don't want the innocent to suffer? Then help me find the culprit.
And who the fuck are you?
And what do we have a decade later? The Zone, in our image, after our likeness.
My men are still lying out there, and I can't even bury them.
Died in an anomaly, shot by loners, found with a stone around his neck, thrown off a cliff, torn apart by dogs. You cannot kill God, just like you cannot get rid of the sky up above. I am blind, but it is you who cannot see.
At number 5, it is of course Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Literally the biggest game in development by Ninja Theory ever right now. Currently in development for the Xbox Series X and PCs only, and rumored to be coming out in about a few months from now. I know it's been a while that I'm repeating the same words over here, but honestly we have just so little in terms of updates for Hellblade 2, it's actually hard to even mention it in a list. Nonetheless, upon release, which we don't know when precisely it's gonna be, this will be an important video game in the entire industry.
Heroes fought and died to give us a chance to start over.
Moving on to number 6, we have Ark 2. Just in case you've been waiting for some good news, well, still, the game doesn't have a firm release date, but it is currently aiming for a launch early to mid this year. It's going to be coming to Xbox Series X and PCs only. Other than that, we know this game has been given the budget of $5 million for full development, and as far as gameplay goes, all we know is that it'll be a Souls-like open-world survival game at its core.
The world is filled with stories.
Moving on, we've got over here Fable, the latest entry in the series of its beloved RPGs that go back to a couple of decades ago and now being developed by the same creators of Forza Horizon. So first off, just no doubt the game is going to be huge compared to anything, let alone its predecessors, and probably taking the series to a whole different direction. I don't know. Guys, the new Fable game is said to be a mix of a reboot and sequel with a much heavier focus on story. Just make sure to stay tuned for a precise release for this week.
Endings. But yours has yet to be written.
In case you've been waiting on an update on State of Decay 3, however, last month we got confirmation that the game is being built using Unreal Engine, probably 4, maybe 5. The team said that the game will be, this time around, completely different in visuals. Not just that, but the gameplay mechanics are now revisioned for a broader audience. That's it. Check it out in case you missed it. State of Decay 3 is a Microsoft exclusive and said to be coming out by the end of the year. In case you've been waiting on an update on State of Decay 3, however, last month we got confirmation that the game is being built using Unreal Engine, probably 4, maybe 5. The team said that the game will be, this time around, completely different in visuals. Not just that, but the gameplay mechanics are now revisioned for a broader audience. That's it. Check it out in case you missed it. State of Decay 3 is a Microsoft exclusive and said to be coming out by the end of the year.
Sounding voice, and we see a quiet, peaceful setting. This will make our game seem big and important. Now,
coming up behind it from roughly 3 years ago, we've got over here the one and only Everwild. This is actually one of the lesser mentioned projects in the making by developers Raid, such as the same folks behind Sea of Thieves. The good news over here, guys, is that the game is being made. It's not cancelled, nothing that grim. It's actually been given a release window of 2024 and acting as a Microsoft exclusive, as it was confirmed in the beginning. As a trailer, just a reminder, this game's at its core a semi-open world adventure, probably a little bit survival. Moving on.
we must gaze over an epic shot of a world, and there should be lens flares. Now we see our hero but only their silhouette, because the developers haven't finished the design, or finished the story, or finished any gameplay that's actually ready to show. In fact, the only thing they have finished is the title.
Moving on, we've got Warhammer 40k Darktide, which is already available on PCs with pretty much mixed to neutral reviews, as it's not an entirely fun to play game, but a legitimate attempt to make a better version of technically Vermintide. Guys, if you're new here to Darktide, just imagine a medieval yet futuristic version of Doom Eternal in which you tear things down with just swords and bolters. It's insane. Good news, however, is that the game is coming to Xbox Series in about a few months from now here, and it's set to be fine-tuning gameplay as well, for those of you who didn't really enjoy the game, first on the PCs.
We have always known war.
Coming up behind that at number 12, we've got over here from roughly 2 years ago, technically when the game was revealed with the sole cinematic trailer, a game called Avowed. It's actually one of the less mentioned games out of any list and being developed by the same folks behind The Outer Worlds 2. Here, Obsidian. Well, I've actually said this before, only mentioned that the game might be in the same vein as Skyrim, but according to press, this is just a new Elden Ring, but an Xbox exclusive. A release date for this one is still yet to be announced.
And you must face the monsters our sins have borne. Is an oath worth the weight of a crown?
If you're into Lovecraftian stuff, but you also have a passion for Metroidvania style games, see, I would say you're probably in luck, because a couple of months ago we came across a new IP called The Last Case of Benedict Fox, one developers of which even described to be a thrilling, mystery-stuffed Metroidvania side-scroller. Guys, here's a trailer if you're into classics. Benedict Fox is coming to PCs and Xbox consoles only in about a few months from now.
Phoenix Corporation representatives assure the walls were built for our own safety.
number 14, we have probably the most anticipated retro-style platformer to be released this year, something called Replaced. This is considering any other game at the moment, even Sea of Stars, which is one of the biggest games in development, even though it's a pixel art game, something in the same vein as the much-awaited game The Last Night, what we've got here. Because Replaced is described as a cinematic action-adventure Metroidvania. The game's set to be released early to mid this year, probably in spring, and to accompany the good news, we got a new trailer for it too. Take a look. And last but not least, we've got over here once again Planet of Lana, revealed about 1.5 years ago as a cinematic puzzle adventure Microsoft exclusive that's hitting only PCs and consoles in 2022, which was not the case at all. Apparently the game is now releasing around summer this year, and to accompany the update, developers even assured with the message that we will eventually deliver a promising and legitimate science fiction story on top of a next level platform puzzler. So keep it in mind.